There's a word in this industry that I would love for us to like collectively just retire, right? There's three phrases, and you've heard me use some of them before, heard me tell you some of them before, but there's one in particular I would love to just collectively for all of us to just agree, no more. And that phrase is junior advisor. Even just saying it like gives me this like visceral reaction where I kind of want to throw up in my mouth a little bit. And I hate the term. And not because it's technically inaccurate, right? There are definitely different levels of advisors. There are new advisors coming into businesses that are learning the ropes. Totally get it, totally understand. So it's not about it being technically inaccurate, it's more about what it portrays and what it signals to the rest of the team, to the junior advisor themselves, and also to our clients. It instantly kind of creates this big me, little you situation. And it says that this person, this advisor, is something less, whether that's less experience, less capable, less valuable. It just exudes that there's a differentiation and that they're getting a lesser version of something. So I was at a conference recently and I was speaking, and this kind of came up in the Q&A. And I was like, "Ugh, I hate the word junior advisor." It popped out of my mouth. And someone from the crowd said, "Well, if you don't call him a junior advisor, what are you going to call him?" And I said, very honestly, I don't know, an advisor? Like, does it have to be anything different? And I got a huge amen from someone in the back who turns out is a junior advisor. That's the terminology on his business card. And he shared, you know, it does. Like I'm embarrassed to show people my business card because it calls me a junior advisor. It makes me feel brand new. I don't have as much confidence when I'm prospecting and handing that to somebody. I hate the term. I hate how it feels. I hate how it looks. And I really, really hate how it feels in a client meeting when I get introduced as someone's junior advisor. It makes me feel like I'm an assistant or that I'm a beginner. And this guy was not a beginner. He's been at it for 5 or 6 years, right? He knows what he's doing. I mean, 5 or 6 years into my business, I was qualifying for the top conference at my broker dealer. Like you can know a lot of information in 5 to 6 years. And it just gives that dynamic of big me little you, and it does, and it affects how you show up in a team situation. It affects you feeling like you have an equal say or opinion, and you might not have an equal say or opinion, but it shows up mostly for me the optics from the client experience side of things. So words matter, titles matter, and the language that you use inside of your business becomes the experience that your clients have outside of it. And when you use this junior advisor with clients, you're undermining their authority. You're unintentionally creating maybe a little bit of doubt in your clients' minds, right? And we're making it harder for that advisor to build trust and confidence. So I asked the question, what would hurt? Why would it hurt to just call them an advisor? Can we just drop the term junior? Even if you have senior advisors, or can we all just be advisors? Do we have to have designated levels? Um, Before they've even said a word, you've kind of already put them on the B team, if that makes sense. And nobody wants to play for the B team, right? They're trained, they're prepared, they're learning every day. And guess what? So are you, right? We're all in the same boat and kind of in the same space. So the radical idea for today is, what if we just stopped calling people juniors and we called them just advisor? Not lesser, not still learning, no qualifier needed, just advisor. Because from the client's perspective, what actually matters is, can this person help me? Do I trust them? Do they know what they're doing with my life savings? And none of that gets better by labeling them as a junior. So even if you disagree with me, I would love to know the argument of, what is the improvement? Like, what is the actual benefit to referring to somebody as a junior advisor? I'd love to know. because I personally just don't see it. It feels to me a little bit like the word assistant or staff, and y'all know how I feel about that. So, the quick challenge that I have for you today is to take a look at the language that you're using in your business, whether it is the word staff, whether it is the word junior advisor or whatever. Think about the language that you're using and get really serious with yourself and say like, what's on the website? What's on our org chart? What are we doing in client meetings? What's on our business cards? And is this is the language that we're using, is it building people up or is it subtly tearing them down? Even if it's just undermining them, because your clients are listening, your team is listening, and these little words, even though they seem kind of little and insignificant, they carry a lot of weight, right? Because when this junior advisor from the back of the room yelled, "Amen," and I said, "Well, tell me, why do you hate that?" And he's like, "Oh, this is the way it makes me feel," right? And his senior advisor was sitting right next to him and was just looked completely floored and completely shocked, like never even thought about it like that. So that's my encouragement to you today is to help me retire the term junior advisor from this field. And again, you might not agree with me, and that's okay. I would love to hear the rationale behind why this term benefits anybody. I personally think just call him an advisor. It's clean, it's simple, it's respectful, and it's way more aligned with the kind of client experience that you are trying to create if you're building out your team.